Let's take a look at this more dressy looking Bulova. But before I do, I have to say how interesting the brand is to me, much like a lot of other brands where they're affordable, they have a long track record of making cool watches in a very diversified way. So you have very cool divers, bold, they have more simple ones. And then you have stuff like this. This thing's called the parking meter, right? Then you have clean and classic looking things like this. Now, yeah, the rose gold colored case and the purple dial is a unique colorway and bold in itself, but it's still very clean and elegant looking. You know, it's just this thing works. So big thanks to Jake and the crew over at Trifecta Watches. They're in Lafayette, Indiana. That's where the brick and mortar is. Basically downtown. I'll put a link in the description. You can purchase this right off their website. You can call or email or whatever Jake or one of the crew there and tell him you've seen this video. You can get that guy right there. So the 97B2904, retail price $525, 3-year warranty on it. You won't pay retail. Trust me. Just tell him I sent you. Let's get into the size of this thing. We'll do some close-ups, wrist shot, and there's not a whole lot of lume on this. I'll still give you a lume shot because there is a little bit. So I measure the case width from here to here. Not from here to here, but here to here. 39.4. They call it a 39. I agree. 39, whatever. The lug to lug, 45.8 millimeter. The thickness is only 12 millimeter. And that's partly because of the movement they used. They used an automatic Miyota 8215. In case you didn't know, Citizen owns a lot of these brands. They own Bulova, they own Miyota, and a bunch of other brands. But that movement is really thin. It is self-winding, and you can wind it. And for the haters out there, because it's an 8000 series movement, all these newer ones for the last few years hack. So it's a good movement. There's no problems with it. It's very reliable. 42-hour power reserve as well. But that's part of why it's thin. Sapphire crystal up top is flat, and you do have a date magnifier that does perform a little bit. 20 millimeter lug opening. Quick release spring bars on that guy. So if you want to change this out, put it on a really good rich leather, I think would look good on this. Maybe some deep purple stitching on it. If you really wanted to like tie it all together, that'd be pretty cool if you could find something like that. Bracelet tapers down to 18. You have polished center links, and then you do have a butterfly clasp system. Doesn't matter which way you fold it. You do have half links, so you should be able to get a decent size. And I measured the crown, but I didn't write it down, so let's check it again. It is a signed push-pull crown, 6 millimeter, has 30 meter water resist. That is completely fine. This is a more dressy watch. You don't need to worry about going in the pool with this thing. You need to just be able to wash your hands, get caught in the rain, that sort of thing. So really deep, rich purple dial on this thing. Works well with the rose gold colorway. I cannot think of another watch that has that combo off the top of my head, but maybe you do know, and you can chime in the comments if you want. It's an interesting combo you just don't see, and I appreciate that because it's difficult in this age to do something different, right? And not all different should be done, but when you do different like this, or when you do different like this, and you have, check out those markers, guys. They're like jeweled pieces. The Devil Diver is what that one's called, is so cool. So again, like I said, I really like some of the design work that Bulova does. So let me pop this on my 7 1/4 inch wrist so you can see what that looks like. I do have a little bit of a summer tan going, and I think that helps with that rose gold. It just works better. This would definitely be more of a summer watch for me. I'm going to give it a quick blast with the UV light. We'll try to pull out some of the lume. It's only on the hour and minute hand. So I think it would have been fine if they just didn't. So I don't know why brands do it when it's just the hands and no, I mean, even the Rolex Air King, they at least gave us the Lume triangle up top just to trigger you just enough, but that was better than nothing. Well, we have nothing here, so, but that's fine for this watch. It's just, it confuses me when you do the hour and minute and literally nothing else. At least with the Air King, they give you the triangle. So anyway, that would be my one little, I got to pick on this watch a little bit. Just don't do any Lume. All right, see you guys on the next vid. Thanks.